I just noticed that when I was in a space with a horse, I felt more calm and at peace and not so anxious, and the phobias didn't affect me as much. Like all of those kind of anxiety, worries and stuff, all just kind of melt away. My breathing would change and get slower, and I would notice it was kind of matching with the horse's breathing, and you know, the calmer I was, the more the horse would calm down and lower his head.
I think there is something amazingly special about creating a bond of trust with this 12 to 1,600 pound animal. I could go on and on about the myriad of ways that interacting with the horse teaches us something. And I don't want to diminish the professional that is working with the participant, client, and the horse.
When I do equine assisted psychotherapy, I'm not gathering new information, I'm just seeing what's already there. And once we see what's already there, then we can make some choices about it. And once you can make some choices about it, then you can maybe live a life that's more in alignment with what you're choosing instead of what you're reacting to.
Because for me, the whole therapeutic process is how can I support them in a way where they can show up as who they are and embrace who they are, rather than try and change and create a version that they think other people want them to be. And that was what the horses gave them. You know, that sense of it's okay to be me as I am without masking.
It's really helped enhance my work, my attunement skills, how to co-regulate, how to regulate myself. I have two wonderful daughters, how to be more attuned to them. I too have a lot of trauma from my childhood, so it's kind of helped me deal with that as I move forward as a clinician and just as a person, as a father.
I think it's very challenging for some people to sit in an office and have eye contact and all of this stuff. And so many people are so not in their body. I mean, it's cliche to say we're all looking at our phones and all of these things. When you are with horses and the work that I do, falling back into it, understanding how something falls in the nervous system. Even somebody will come into the arena and the horse might walk away. And inevitably, often people will say, the horse doesn't like me. If you say, well, what are you thinking? It's like, wait, where did that fall? Well, it fell into sadness. I felt rejected. It's helping them understand there is another side, that the trauma or the experience is inside their body. And that if they can make friends with that and make a home in with their body, then they can get out of the fight, flight, or the shutdown, but you have to help them feel safe enough to get there.
I love nature, I love anything outdoors, and I love anything experiential where you're doing, not just talking. And yet, when the horses were involved, I saw something that I hadn't seen in any other setting that was super powerful. In 1 hour, I would see this transformation. In this, you're getting to learn about yourself through a relationship, a non-judgmental relationship that feels caring and loving and a little scary too. And yet there's not that same type of bias that horses have, then I think people feel that. And healing comes through relationships.
When people come to the barn, there's so much unknown that their nervous system is already reacting in the ways that they probably want to work on adjusting. So they come out to the barn and all of their coping skills that they use in their daily life under times of stress are already out. So that means the box is already open. We can look in and see what's inside. They might come to the barn and say I'm anxious because I don't know what to do. Maybe why they're in therapy is because sometimes they get anxious and don't know what to do. So then we get to work with what's already there, it's happening. And then they get to practice it. And then when they're out in the world and those same nervous system reactions come out again, they've already practiced something. So they're not doing something for the first time. They're not trying out a coping skill for the first time. The neural pathway has already maybe been built or at least explored. So they already have the experience to go into whatever situation with some knowledge of what they might do.
You can just get really raw and vulnerable, and they take you to a spot where I feel like I didn't really get in traditional talk therapy. The horses just bring something out to the surface so you can look at it and face it. And they'll put, they'll rest their head on your shoulder, or they'll lean in and and they're like right here and they're touching the side of your face. And it's just this feeling that I want to keep forever. Just like genuine love.
There's a therapist I worked with years ago who has this saying of, you know, I see you see me, I feel you feel me. That's what horses do. They show up in relationship, and that's the bit that's healing.